Ah, thank God. All right. Woo! What's good, great people? I am Ezel Moon, and I have a special guest in the building today. Singer-songwriter Will Gittens will be joining me for a frank conversation. Now, this man has millions and millions of views on YouTube, on Instagram, you got millions of plays on Spotify, over hundreds of thousands of hours listening to him. You guys, this is such a great honor for me to have him here with us. Please make sure you guys send this video out to as many people as possible. I want to shout out my sponsor, Spirit Tree. If you're in the Austin, Texas area, make sure that you guys have Spirit Tree downloaded to your phones. Get your food and your drinks from them. What's going on?
What's going on, man?
Man,
how you doing?
I'm well. I was over here sweating bullets, man. Like, oh my God, what's going on? Why would it not work now of all times?
I know, right? It's all good, man. You know, we here now. How you feeling though? Otherwise,
yeah, man. Look, I'm well. You know, my little man, he's laying down, and so I'm very, very thankful. Like I said, to have you on here, man. It's amazing to have your time. Sincerely, man, I appreciate you. I really do, brother.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me. I just wanted to make it work, man. I'm actually in a session, and so I was like, man, like, let's go.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna be like, bro. I hope he doesn't think I'm trying to waste his time because
no, it's all good.
Man, that's that. I'm thankful, man. I'm thankful, man. Look, so I know that you are originally from Trinidad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Port of Spain, right? And I'm launching into the questions because I have to.
Mm-hmm.
When did you get to America?
So I got to America in the year 2000. So I was 8 years old, and my family migrated from Trinidad to Nashville, Tennessee. So it was the biggest culture shock as you could imagine. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Went from straight island life to country, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Nashville is just as much home as Trinidad is, man, So I was 8 years old when I moved to America, to answer your question.
Man, so that transition though, what do you feel like was the hardest parts about being able to, go to get acclimated to the culture that was in the States?
At the age well, excuse me. At the age I was at, it wasn't that big of a change. I mean, it was a big change, but it's just like at that age I wasn't really doing anything. I'm a child, so it's just like it really was. Say if I would have moved as a teenager or at the age I'm at now, it would have been a huge kind of adjustment. But when you're 8 years old, you don't know who you are, so you kind of just going with the flow with everything. So
facts. That makes sense, man. So
yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, that you got out here. Now I gotta ask this because I see look, when I uploaded that I was having you on here, I got some DMs like, oh, this brother, oh, you got, and I said yes, and I was even told I have to remind people that you were coming onto my platform, man, and so has it always been that easy for you to be able to draw the attention of these young ladies? Because I see you are very well bearded. Your beard connects. You lucky person, and I'm over here having to deal with the Anthony Hamilton, but it's all good.
Oh man.
But no. I see you very well bearded and you light skinned. That's two.
Hey.
That's two things. But no.
Can you hear me still?
Yes, sir. Uh-oh.
Took it off my AirPods because my AirPods started to run out of battery. Can you guys hear me good?
I got it. Yes, sir.
All right. But yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, man, it's just like, they say this thing where it's like sometimes people start off not as cute, they start off ugly, and they have to develop personality and other things. Right. I wouldn't say I was ugly as a kid. I mean, I used to have a chipped tooth, and I used to have some other stuff that people used to make fun of me about, you know what I'm saying? But I grew up having a personality first and having character And, you know, so one thing that I know my dad taught me is to carry myself with my head high and my chest out. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of have a energy and a kind of alpha type energy about me that just attracts women. So you know, that's just what it is.
That's real right there. Now,
For sure.
and when it comes to you seeking out another partner, right?
Mhm.
And man, big shout outs to you for that Zodiac song and the challenge that came with it, because it really kind of just you let people know who you were, and then they would be able to tell you about who they were, right?
Yeah.
When it came to you seeking out a partner, what is it? What qualities are you looking for in someone that you want to be with?
Well, for me, I've only had two girlfriends, and in my last relationship, even though it didn't really end tragically or end
Mm.
super bad, but it kind of showed me what I knew I didn't want in a relationship, you know. But to answer your question, what I kind of need is like, because there's a lot of women that like what I do musically. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
They might be infatuated with the talent and the I guess the physical looks and stuff. But I just need someone that is going to not only support me just mentally and spiritually, but just like kind of just believe in what I got do, believe in my vision as much as I do, you know. I have to be with someone that understands my vision and that instead of derides me from that or takes me away from that, helps me pushes me in the direction that I'm already going for my vision, you know what I'm saying? And so
Yes.
that's a huge part. I like to eat, so she if she that's a plus. Hey man, people like some women to be like sleeping on how much that actually helps, you know. But
Yeah.
just definitely someone else that you know that I could be in a position I could just be a man in and she just is just with me because I'm big in finding a woman that is alpha in her own right, but when she has a man that you know what I'm saying she could trust to kind of lead, then she could just like it's like a team, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where but I don't know, man. That you kind of put me on the spot with this question.
Hey,
I'm
bro,
figuring I'm, I'm
look,
figuring I'm figuring it out myself, man. It's like I'm 28. I'm like pursuing my career at a very high level, so I don't really I don't really date as much, you know.
That's real.
But I guess when I get to a certain financial comfortability, then I'll start doing more dating and stuff. What's good,
Right.
everybody? I see y'all in here. Um, I'm
Hey,
sorry if you
look.
feel like I'm not saying what's up, but I'm just trying to do this.
Hey, look. No, go ahead, Shai. Go ahead, give them some love, because you're getting a bunch of hearts, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of hearts flowing
Love
in
you.
for you, brother. And it's crazy though, because it's a real thing to be so focused on and driven on, your goals, and then really just like having that tunnel vision, right? And everything else seems to fall by the wayside, and eventually, once you get to that level of, okay, well, I think I can look up and get to that level where you can get look up and look around and see, okay, well, maybe there's something out here, someone out here that can accompany me as I move from to other stages and plateaus in my life. It's amazing, man. It's amazing, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
I guess my last thing too is just like I'm definitely grew up very Christian based.
mm,
And I think based on like I feel like Christianity has been manipulated kind of by like the people. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I believe there is a Christ and I believe there is God, but the image of Christ that a lot of Westerners portray is very kind of distorted. And when you get older, you start to be like, does this really make sense? You know what I'm saying? And it's
mhm.
not even to the point where is Jesus white, is Jesus black, but instead just studying the word and kind of learning who Christ is to you, whether or not he's black or he's white. But I just definitely have to have a woman that to say it's like to be equally yoked with. You know what I'm saying? That could
I get
see,
that one.
because a problem with my last relationship is that there'd be times where I would want to go bless someone that's like a homeless person on the street,
Right,
and
right.
say they ask me for some money. I'm like, well, let me just go take him in here and get them some food, And at first, she didn't really understand that. She just thought that homeless people are all just people that. Oh dang! Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, she just thought that homeless people were just lazy people that didn't want to work, and so that was a very immature way of thinking about it. But just kind of being with someone that's gonna allow me to be who I am. I feel like when God blesses me, I'm gonna bless people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna keep that chain of blessings going. I feel like that's what life is about. I just want to be with someone that would, even in times where I don't want to give, encourage me to. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
No, brother, I can totally understand that, and I can respect that. And I hate to say it, but yeah, that is a very immature way of thinking, because there's so many different people that don't have the same abilities that we have, and they find themselves in different financial struggles that put them out on the street. So for you to have such a humble and caring spirit, to want to go out there and try to be a blessing to somebody else, man, kudos to you and nothing but respect, man. Sincerely. I appreciate the love that you're putting out into the world, brother. For real, man.
I'm doing my best.
Man, hey, keep going. I'm rooting for you. Now, you were nominated for a Shorty Award. I got to talk about achievements, because that's a thing, and people recognize what it is that you're doing, and they said, hey, let's nominate him for this. Was that did that mean something to you? Was that something that you felt like was an accolade? And what are your thoughts on getting nominations, awards?
To be honest with you, anytime someone considers me for an award, it's very honorable for me. Like, I'm from Trinidad, man. Like, the origin of my family is dirt poor. You know what I'm saying? So even though, my shout out to my dad still in Gittens, and he made a huge name and did an amazing thing by migrating my family from Trinidad to America to start a better life. It's like any kind of thing that I'm being honored for is just it's huge for me. At the time, the reason I got nominated for that Shorty is because I blew up on Vine. Vine is no more, and you know what I'm saying. But at the time, man, it was like 2016, 2015, 2016. I was doing about 2 videos a day. I was locked in, and went from having no followers on the application to almost 2 million followers before the app ended. Yeah. And so they nominated me for the award because I had a huge influence, and I brought the app back to life, kind of, because a lot of people wasn't caring about singers, and I just came out of nowhere, and I just was being myself, being creative, and it really helped people want to be on the app more and help people be creative. People were doing covers, and they were doing harmonies and just duetting and doing a lot of things. So I kind of brought life back into the app, and so they kind of was trying to honor me for that, which I thought was amazing. I didn't end up winning the award, but just to be nominated was just show me to what's coming next. I know that in the next probably the 2022 Grammy, I'll be winning a Grammy I'll be winning a Grammy as a writer and as an artist. So, and this is not like a if. That's what's gonna happen, because I'm just in a space of just affirmation now, because I put in the work, and the only thing that's in alignment is God keeping me alive and God keeping me healthy. It's like once that is unlocked, I'm a handle my part. You know what I'm saying? So,
Amen.
But yeah,
bro. We speak things into existence around here, so I'm waiting on it. And if you have an extra Grammy ticket, let me know so I can pull up to the thing.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Thank you. No, but that work ethic that you had for Vine, I feel like I see it on your YouTube. I feel like I see it on TikTok, because man, you're blowing up. I mean, you have over 260,000 people that dedicated subscribers on YouTube. Now that is not something to be slept on, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I see why. Cause look, you did that cover of oh my God, it was you and dude. It's just you just recently.
Oh, Can You Stand the Rain?
Can You Stand the Rain, bro?
Yeah, with Rowan Flynn.
I was over here like this.
Wow, really?
Like for real.
That's crazy.
I was like, it was. You killed that. Like,
appreciate that, man. Shout out to my dude Rowan Flynn.
Yeah, man. It's what See, this work ethic, man. Can you speak to that? Can you speak to, like, like, what is it that's driving you? Like, what is it that's pushing you?
That's the thing is, when people meet me, the thing that sets me apart, because a lot of people don't know my origin and where I come from and why I do things. And when people meet me, and they, even from this interview, like me telling you the origin from where I started in just Trinidad, and my family, I have 4 sisters and 2 brothers, and I've had a lot of things, a lot of trials and tribulations that I've gone through in my life. And I don't know if you're faith based, but like this story of Joseph, how God had this huge anointing and this huge calling over his life, but he had to go through first his brothers selling him into slavery, and then him going to prison and then making it out, and it was the right hand of someone, and then the wife tried to sleep with him and manipulate him, and then he got thrown into jail. And so for me, throughout my life, even knowing that I've had such a huge calling over my life and a lot of talent, you would think that everyone would just be like, man, like trying to be giving the world to me, but I get treated like I'm like a underdog. And so instead of me just sitting there and wallowing and complaining, I'm gonna give my best. Anytime someone goes on my page, they're gonna be like, man, this dude is very consistent, he's hardworking. And it's just like, because they're in the reality of everything, bro, when it all comes down to it, the only thing that you could control is your effort. You know what I'm saying? And something that my mom instilled into me is like to just always do my best. Sometimes my best wouldn't be the best, but knowing that I did my best that's all that I could do, and that's what I've been doing since I was young. So,
man, I feel like it kind of showed, because let's go to that stage in your life where you were at Berkeley, right? I know you graduated from the Berkeley College of Music. What you talk about these lessons that you got from your parents from back home, right? What do you feel like it was a lesson that you pulled from there that that you hold today that really contributes to that work ethic?
To be honest with you, man, I, like, a lot of people don't know, they say it takes like a decade for you to make it in the music industry.
Right.
That's like a saying. I wouldn't say I'm a very confident person. So I'm always like, once I work till I get to a certain skill ability, I have a confidence like, oh, like nobody could tell me that I'm not like good at what I'm doing. And so when I started to get really good, I was like, oh, it's not going to take me 10 years to pop off as an artist. It might take me 5, because I knew I had the looks, I knew I had the charisma, and I knew I had the star capability. But it just didn't happen in the time that I thought, And even though in this next year it's going to be 10 years that I started like to seriously do music, it'll be kind of funny if it actually took that amount of time to do it. But in Berkeley, just being around so many other inspiring musicians and young people that were so much better than me. I'm one of those people that if you're better than me at something, I'm not gonna let that insecurity withhold me from learning from you. There's a lot of people, if this person's better than me, the insecurities make them not want to be around that person. If you're better than me at something, that inspires me. That makes me want to be around you more. That way, I'm going to learn from you, learn from being around you, learn to see how you think about things, how you go about stuff, and take that for my own self so that could elevate me as a human being. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I apply things to everything. And it started in Berkeley. There was so many other people way better than me. And I'm like, man, show me that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's my whole personality is show me that, man. Like, show me what you just did. I want to know how to do that for myself. Guitarist, man, I'm self-taught. I learned guitar, I practiced guitar, put in hours and hours. Like, I was obsessed with the instrument to the point where now I could go without playing guitar for like a month and come back and still play at a high level because I've put in the hours, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's kind of how I apply everything to life.
Bruh, no way, man. What other instruments do you feel like you're that skilled at, or is the guitar?
Well, I've played bass at a church. I played drums at a church. I was a touring guitarist, but I don't think I could tour as a drummer, but I could tour as a guitarist and a bass player. And my brother is a professional bass player, so that's somebody I learned a lot from. I have a good friend, my friend J. Scott Martin. I went to college with. taught me a whole lot, and in turn he tells me that I taught him on bass, which is kind of funny to me because I still look at him as so much of a better bass player than I am. But it's just, man, like us as human beings, we should be sponges to information, to everything, and so for me in music, man, I'm a sponge. So if you're better than me, if you don't want me to come up and get better than you, then don't have me around you. So.
That's real. That's real, man. I love the mindset. Sincerely, brother. I do love the mindset. And I hope that's something that, the people that are watching, I hope that's something that they take away and they, put it inside their skill set of, hey, come in with a, hey, like, can you teach me that?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people come in with that, oh, well, I know how to do this, or, oh, I don't feel like learning that because you're good at it and I'm not. And it all it does is it keeps you away from advancing and growing as a person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I feel like you're gonna win. You're gonna win. I'm telling you, you're gonna win. It's gonna happen, man. 2022, I'm gonna be like, oh, he promised me a ticket to the Grammys. Y'all remember this?
That would be. I don't know what they talking about, man. I don't know. But yeah, man, dude, it's like I appreciate that, man. It's like, and I appreciate you having me on your live thing, your live stream, and whatever you got going on, bro. It's like, it's this quarantine and stuff, man. It's been a hard time for a lot of people, but it's been a time for me to really, it's like, cause I lived a quarantine life even before the quarantine started, So when it started, it allowed me to even feel more liberated and free in it, And in a lot of people's cases, they were so accustomed to either going to work and then going to party and this, and there's a balance of that. I was locked in the studio every day before the quarantine. So when the quarantine happened, I'm like, this is my lifestyle. Like, let's get it, And so that allowed me to.
Do you feel like you're an introvert or an extrovert?
I'm the most extroverted introvert like ever. Because real talk, man, I love people, man. Like, if anybody sees, like, a lot of people that have my kind of following, they don't engage with their followers. They don't say anything to people. Even on live streams, like, they will go live and they won't say anything to people. It's just about everyone else admiring them and not really them giving back to people. And sometimes it's not necessarily because they're a bad person. It's because some of them, they don't have the kind of personality / the care to think or want to feel, want to acknowledge the people that are showing them love and admiration. So for me, like, anytime it gets overwhelming, to be honest, sometimes, because there's hundreds of DMs every week and like hundreds of comments every time I post stuff, and it's just like, I try my best, and I feel like people appreciate that, because you never know, man. Somebody that could be looking up at me that lives in like Tanzania, and I just DM them back and say, hey, man, like, thanks for sending me your video. You sound really good. He might be the next big thing, and he'd be like, man, this person, Will Gittens, when I was younger, he showed me love, and that really, like, gave me inspiration. Like, that's what people forget to think. There's a lot of people that treated me like trash, and it's just like, you're gonna look really stupid when I'm in a position of power, and you're gonna want me to have some kind of grace and some kind of love towards you, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying? You didn't think that I was gonna level up the way that I did. That's why people gotta learn to be careful with God's people. You know what I'm saying?
Amen. Now, I feel you on that one, brother. I feel you on that one. Gotta be careful with God's people. I love that, bro. I love that, man. So I want to touch on this, because I know that when you got to America, you were 8. But was there things that you saw that really
Thank
just
you, guys. Sorry, go ahead, bro.
No, you good. Show them love, man. Show them love, because like you said, those are the ones, man. Those are the ones. Were there things that you saw while you were coming up, right? In your early years, that just showed you how difficult it was to be a black man in America, or did most of your problems come as you got older? What things did you see?
My idea of seeing America, and the thing about it is, bro, me and you are different shades of black, but when we get pulled over by a cop, we both some black dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so for me, it's
like I've been pulled over in Nashville, like in a predominantly white neighborhood, because I used to play basketball, and we used to go play at this place, and it was the nighttime. We used to start playing at like 9 p.m. all the way to like midnight sometimes. And
Right.
so I was using my dad's old Camry, and I was driving, and I had my hoodie on, and because it was cold, and it's just
Yeah.
like the guy pulled me over, and instead of him saying anything, the first thing he asked me is, "What you doing in these parts?" Like if it's like 1940 or 50, and I'm just like,
Right.
I said, "Excuse me, sir." I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "What you doing in this area?" I was like, "First of all, we're about to play basketball right up the street." I went to Ensworth High School, which was a very predominantly white and very rich school that I was blessed to go to, just
Right.
because of them needing black people in the school. But yeah, the school was BGA, and they were right up the street, and it kind of blew me, because I'm just like, it doesn't matter how fair skinned I am. It's just like I'm still a black person, and I still had to, whether or not I retaliated with the officer, or I just, like, you know what I'm saying, went
Yeah.
and kept my you know what I'm saying, my training of, oh yes, Mr. Officer,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
yeah,
No, sir.
yeah. And so
Yeah.
for me, it's just like my parents already lost a child, so I don't want them to lose another. So in those instances, I'm just trying to make it out those things alive. And my brother living in Atlanta has gone through even worse situations. Too much for me to even say on here. But for us growing up, just being in those kind of environments where very wealthy, old school, white money, to where some of their parents were slave owners type energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, not to say that some of them were bad people. Some of them are amazing people and help my family out greatly, and they're amazing human beings. But just the origin and where they come from. You know what I'm saying? And what their traditions used to be before stuff changed. And I think that in general, I think that both sides needs to understand each other a little bit more. I feel like a lot of white people, just some of them just plain old just don't understand the struggle. They don't understand where we come from. So of course they think that we're just complaining, or that it's not a reality. And it's just like, and some black people don't know that some white people just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just looking at all white people that, oh man, the white people are just racist and they just don't like black people. No, there's some people that want to know and want to help, but they just don't even know. So I feel like if black, and it's not just black and white, but just everybody kind of find like a medium ground to just be on the same page, and that's when the world could become a better place. Not even just in America, but in general.
Man, you're
You
so
know?
right, man. You touched on something that is so crazy, because I'm Nigerian, right?
Uh
And
huh.
yeah, so like it's like when you said that about, oh yeah, my parents, they told me about the yes sir, no sir, whenever you're interacting with authority figures. That's the exact same thing, on my end as well. That's why when you say, I'm just imagining myself in the car with you. Like I feel like I know exactly how he said this, and that's why you're able to maneuver. But it's crazy though, because we have to have these conversations, right? And this is actually a talking point for us, whereas for other people, it's not a talking point for them. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I have to actually sit down and talk to my son about when he gets older, whereas for other people, they don't have to have that conversation, man. But
Right.
I really appreciate you taking the time to discuss it, and I just hope that nothing else takes place in your future, you know what I'm saying, to where you're putting in any position like that ever again. Because
Appreciate that, man. And same to you, my brother.
sure, I appreciate. Hey, look, I appreciate that for real, for real. And by the way, I have the most random of requests, if you don't mind.
What's up?
Okay, so I need you to do my voicemail song. Like whenever people how when people like call and want to
Uh
leave you
huh.
a message,
Uh huh.
do you mind doing like a voicemail song for me?
A voicemail song? You know what? That might be a good idea to put out as a song in general. But you talking about like right now, or like,
No,
or
no, no, no,
later?
no, 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 not right now, not right now, not right now. I
Oh,
want to be exclusive. I want like when people call me, I'll be like, "Yo, I got Will Gittens to do my voicemail song."
that's lit. Yo, hit me, DM me after the live, and I'ma actually just like, we'll come up with an idea, and I'll try to execute it.
Hey, bet I
That's fun.
got you. Hey, y'all heard it here first, man. This is actually gonna happen. I love this guy.
That's funny.
Hey, No, but back to the actual interview. Let me make sure I'm professional. So, you know, how do you wield your platform when it does come to social issues? Like, I know you have a great deal of people that are following you, that focus on you and what it is that you're doing. But when it comes to like the actual issues, like, you know, things that we've seen in the news from Ahmaud Arbery to just recently how Tamir Rice's all these different issues that plague the communities. How do you let your platform know, hey, this is where you stand, or this is how you can help the community? What do you do?
So to be honest with you, this is it's kind of a weird topic for me, just because I'm very passionate. Like I'm very pro black. I'm pro black businesses. I usually try to let money bounce between my black brothers before I try to put my money somewhere else. But the thing about it is, it's just like the problem is so deeply rooted in America that it's like, us as a people, black people, we need to we're still damaged. And there's been no reparation, and it's not necessarily just financially. There's been no, like, someone goes to war, right?
Right.
Someone goes to war and they come back from war and they experience a whole bunch of like craziness. What do? They put them in what's it called? Is it what is it called?
PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah, so they give them like tutors, not tutors, but therapy, like people to help them deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, if you think about black people from the hundreds of years of terrible stuff that's happened to us, there's been no kind of accountability from America with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, so for me, it's just like, I even though when stuff has happened, I've put my voice there and be like, I'm frustrated, but it's kind of hard trying to. I have not been one of the ones that went out and marched in the streets, primarily because not to say that I don't value my life or that I value my life. I just haven't like went to the protest because a lot of them ended up being. I was going to go, but then it ended up being where some stuff happened, and it's like, to be honest with you, man, I lost my little brother. I'm the one who found my little brother dead when I was 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't know that happened to me. And so for me, it's just like, when I'm thinking about things, I can't just go and do stuff. I got to think about my mother and my father, who still mourn my brother's passing. You know what I'm saying? My whole family does. But it's just like, the way I think about stuff, I always have to think, is this going to be a smart thing? You know what I'm saying? I want to fight for my people, but my life. And the thing is that the reason why I do that is because I think how I'm going to affect the world and affect this stuff is by becoming a successful black person, not only in the black community, but in society in general, to show people a different side of what it means to be black. Because the problem is that white people and certain people that lives in certain bubbles and circles of society, they don't understand what it means to be black. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was going back to saying why sometimes you can't even get mad at them. They don't know what it means to be black. The only time they see black is when they portray some darker skinned guy with dreads and they're like, oh, he just got caught up trying to steal or rob this store, blah blah blah. That's what they think it means to be black. So that when they meet a well-spoken, well-rounded black person, they're like, oh, you act like a white person. Why is that a stigma of being white? Why can't that be a black standard? And so for me, being a successful black person or black artist that is very versatile and that has character, and when I'm doing interviews, they see that I'm well spoken and I'm a well-rounded human being. Think about 100 of me, 100 people doing what I'm doing that's black, and that's changing the narrative of what it means to be black. So I feel, to answer your question, bro, that's what I feel like my purpose is going to help the overall, is by being a black millionaire that gives back to our community and helps build our community. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I don't know if that answered it.
No, you did. You through living your creed. And also, I want to say, man, I'm very sorry about your brother. You know,
it's all good, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. It's I couldn't even speak to that pain, man. But I'm very thankful that you opened up and you talked about it sincerely.
For sure. What's up, Melissa? My cousin is in here.
Hey, what up? What up, cuz? No, but I feel what you're saying as far as like living your creed. You know, being that symbol, being that person. that people can say, oh yeah, no, that is the pinnacle. That is someone that we should strive to be. I said strive to be. But yeah, but no, sincerely, man, I love what it is you're doing. You know, I want to talk about, you know, the goal of this show, right? The goal of this show is philanthropy, right? Giving back to a charity or nonprofit that you care about, or if you don't have one, just that's fine. I can name one at the end of the video, and in the bottom, or just, you know, give some words of social action that people can go out and do, you know, so that to show that they care about their communities, you know. But if there is a charity or nonprofit that you want to spotlight, let me know, and you know, we'll definitely, like I said, we'll include it at the bottom of this video.
Oh, okay, that's what's up, man. I started to follow. I'm sure everybody follows Sean King, and I actually connected with Sean King through Instagram, and he was like, man, I was like, whenever you have any kind of thing you need me involved in, like, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? Because I honestly want to sometimes we just don't know what needs help or what we could be helpful in, but I've given to a couple of charities and that I've seen just from social media where someone's like, hey, we trying to recently someone was like, yeah, we're trying to buy this gas station that these racists, like I think like some Indian people were being super racist in the Atlanta gas station, and the guy was like, he had enough and he's closing the store down, and a black guy is trying to purchase it, and so I donated to that because that, like, I'm down for that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I did that like probably last week, and I find different pockets of stuff like that I could give to, and it's not necessarily a substantial amount just as yet because I haven't gotten to that financial place where I could just give thousands of dollars just yet, but I'm sure I will when some of these blessings come true.
Oh, they will. They definitely will, man. They definitely will. Is there like one that has a specific name that's off the top of your head?
Well, yeah, that grassroots over there, like with Sean. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, most definitely. So grassroots is going to be the one that we put. Oh, hey, by the way, whenever you get a chance, tell Sean to answer my DM. I would like to interview him too for the one time.
Well, I don't. That was like early in the year, so I'm not sure. I'm sure he gets a lot of DMs. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure. That man's flooded, man.
For sure. But yo, man, I gotta get up to this session that I'm in. But if there's any other questions that you want me to answer right quick, or
yeah, man. Actually, this is the last one. And I want to say thank you again for your time, sincerely. Before we close out, I always like to close with wisdom. What words of wisdom would you have for the next generation of up and coming music artists that, you know, are beginning, you know, their 10 years, or that are beginning, you know, they're just finding their sound? What words of wisdom would you have for them?
It's a word of wisdom: leverage. The word leverage, and this is something that it's really helping my brother and I make our mark in music. Really, you know, it's just like, if you have a talent and you really believe in what you got, just start putting music out and do it independently. You know what I'm saying? Our independence, owning our people. We don't own anything. You know what I'm saying? So for us as black creatives, we could own our masters and own those things and build that leverage up. Keep putting music out. Keep building your fan base. Whether or not you got to do covers, but you got to bite the bullet and figure out a way that works for you. Whatever my way that I've made it is not going to work for you. Everybody has a different way to get about it. But like I said, how I used to just be a sponge, and I saw how people moved, you know what I'm saying? And I figured out a way for it to move for myself. So let me be an inspiration as far as consistency and content and quality, you know what I'm saying, to start being consistent and start to build that leverage. Because once you get to a point where that leverage is so high that instead of them businesses owning you, you're doing business transactions, you're doing business partnerships, you know what I'm saying? So I guess that's what my main guess words of wisdom is that from someone that's 28 that's been doing it for a minute, is just like, keep building your stuff until it's worth so much that instead of people owning you, they're doing business moves with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about big multi-billion-dollar companies, you know what I'm saying? Because there's power in your independence. There's power in owning your masters and owning your intellectual property. So I guess my advice is just build leverage. However you find a way to do that.
Most definitely. My brother, thank you so much, y'all. This is Will Gittens, y'all. Make sure y'all tap in with him, support anything that he has coming out. And yeah, that voicemail.
Yeah, hit me up, bro. Hit me up. I got you. But man, appreciate you as well. This is dope, man. Thank you for your time. I'm sorry that I wasn't in a better environment. You know, I got a lot of stuff going on, but blessings to you for the new year, man. Just keep doing what you're doing, dog.
Man, I appreciate you, brother. And look, one day we're gonna have one of these interviews in person, and it's going to be, you know, in a studio, and we're gonna have a studio audience. And you know what I'm saying? You're gonna drop some
Let's
vocals
get
for
it.
them. Yeah. All right, bro.
All right, my G.
Man, oh man. Wow, that was amazing. Once again, you guys, that was Will Gittens. Thank him so much. Thanks so much for you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Will, so much for joining me. I'm Ezel Moon, and this is what I'm trying to do for the rest of my life. If you guys enjoy the content, please consider giving a donation to $Ezel Moon. Like I said, this is what I want to do. Yeah, to all those y'all that tuned in, I want to say thank y'all so much. Please make sure you guys donate to Grassroots. That is the charity that he wanted us to sponsor today. So let's throw some help behind them as well. Once again, I am Ezel Moon. Before I close, I gotta shout out my sponsor for this conversation, Spirit Tree. If you're in the Austin, Texas area, you need food, you need beverages, download the app Spirit Tree. They're up and coming Black-owned business. And yeah, tune in tomorrow where I will have another interview with the CEO of Melanin People app. Thank you guys so much. Love y'all. Peace. Purchase my book, Purple Mike Wants a Bike, at Amazon.com. You can find it there. Just type in Purple Mike, type in Ezel Moon, and it'll pop up. If you guys want to follow me, no, not even if, go follow me at Ezel Moon _ on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Ezel Moon, and I'm not doing it unless it's fun and it helps people.